Are you a middle child, or do you know one? There's this popular idea called middle child syndrome, where the second-born is often seen as the forgotten one, sandwiched between the trailblazing firstborn and the pampered baby of the family. But is there any truth to this? Let's dive into the fascinating psychology of middle children and uncover what really makes them tick. First, let's set the stage. The oldest child gets all the firsts. First steps, first words, first everything. They're often the guinea pigs for new parents, which can make them responsible, reliable, and sometimes a bit of a perfectionist. Then comes the youngest, the grand finale. They're often showered with attention, have more relaxed parents, and tend to be more charming and outgoing. So, where does that leave the one in the middle? Well, middle children often find themselves in a unique position. They don't have the exclusive rights to their parents' attention like the firstborn, nor do they get the baby treatment like the youngest. This can lead to a feeling of being overlooked or needing to compete for the spotlight. It's not that their parents love them any less. It's just the natural dynamic of a growing family. This environment, however, cultivates an incredible set of skills. Because they don't always have the floor, middle children become amazing listeners and observers. They learn to read people and situations exceptionally well. They're often the peacemakers in the family, skilled at negotiating and seeing things from multiple perspectives. Think about it. They've had to mediate between their older and younger siblings their whole lives. This makes them fantastic team players and diplomats. You'll often find that middle children are highly independent. Since their parents' attention is divided, they learn to rely on themselves from a young age. They're resourceful problem solvers who aren't afraid to figure things out on their own. This independence also fosters a strong sense of identity. They aren't just the oldest or the youngest. They have to carve out their own niche, developing unique talents and interests to stand out. Another hallmark of the middle child is their social adaptability. They tend to have a wider social circle outside the family. While the oldest might feel tied to family expectations and the youngest might be more home-centered, the middle child often looks to their friends for a sense of belonging and validation. This makes them loyal, empathetic friends who value their relationships deeply. They understand what it's like to feel left out, so they're often the first to include others. Now, let's talk about fairness. Justice and fairness are huge for middle children. Having lived their lives navigating the space between siblings, they develop a keen sense of what's right and wrong. They can't stand injustice and are often the ones to speak up when something isn't equitable. This trait can make them powerful advocates for others later in life. But what about the so-called negative traits? Are middle children resentful or rebellious? Well, sometimes. The feeling of being overlooked can lead to a bit of a rebellious streak as they try to get noticed. They might be more willing to take risks or challenge authority. However, this isn't always a bad thing. It can translate into a creative and innovative spirit, a desire to do things differently and forge their own path. They are less likely to conform to expectations, which allows them to be true trailblazers in their own right. Think about some famous middle children: Bill Gates, Martin Luther King Jr., and even Princess Diana. These are individuals known for their diplomacy, their strong sense of justice, and their ability to connect with people from all walks of life. They weren't just following a script. They were writing their own. It's also worth noting that birth order psychology, while fascinating, isn't a strict science. Personality is a complex mix of genetics, environment, parenting styles, and individual experiences. The gender of siblings, the age gaps between them, and family culture all play a significant role. So, not every middle child will fit neatly into this box. However, the middle child experience does shape a person in significant ways. They learn to be flexible, cooperative, and resilient. They are the ultimate negotiators, the loyal friends, and the independent thinkers. They might have felt overlooked at times, But this very experience is what forges their greatest strengths. They don't need to be the center of attention because they've learned to build their own sturdy foundation. So, the next time you think of a middle child, don't picture someone lost in the shuffle. Instead, see them for who they often are, the adaptable, empathetic, and incredibly capable glue that holds everything together. They've mastered the art of finding their own light, not by demanding the spotlight, but by shining brightly from their own unique place in the world. They prove that being in the middle doesn't mean being in the background. It means having the best view of everyone. What do you think? If you're a middle child, does this resonate with you? Let me know your experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. See you next time.